How are you doing? I hope everything's going good. I hope you're having a good day. Yep, I'm just being stupid here. Bored. Bye.
Now I'm just going to start off with showing you how I sit and do my wig cap. Now first, for this style wig, you're going to need to put on, I have chosen a skull cap because it's a lycra, actually I'll take a picture of it, but it's a skull cap. It's, as you see, it's an all-in-one sheer spandex skull cap, and it has a really thick band. I am going to use this for my wig because I am doing a full frontal. As you know, and as I have shown you before, I do deal with traction alopecia. This is due to when I was deployed in Iraq, and I'm going to take it off. When I was deployed in Iraq, sand and just the environment and the tight buns that I was wearing, it wore out, not my baby hairs, but it wore out the inside. So this is for those with those issues, so that's why I'm using a full lace frontal. And then I also got 3 bundles, and I will show you those. So first I'm going to go in with, I did get this hair. Yes, I got this hair from Wish. This is my frontal. This is a 13 by 4, 16-inch frontal. And what you're going to do is, after you have your skull cap secured, and like I showed you, I just put my hair back in a bun because this is just for the sizing. As you see, it has the baby hairs pre-plucked, long in density. Actually, and it is quite silky. My daughter was playing with it. She just loves running her hands through frontals. So all you're gonna do is flip. Okay, flip it on, and then I am just gonna look in the mirror, and I want to see where it's gonna lay. So for me, it's gonna be from ear to ear. And the only other problem with frontals, honestly, is you can't really see through them, so it's more feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel. I don't want the front of my hair to be all the way up here, so I am going to pull to the back a little, because I just want to place it where, pretty much where the band is on the front is where I want it to lay in the front. And then where it is on the side, I'm just arching it back to the side, and that's probably where I'm going to have to do most of the majority of my plucking. Will be on the side, because as you notice, because I do not have edges, well, I have edges, I just don't have sides. And do it like that. See? Now I'm going to pluck all where you see above my eyebrow, because even though my baby hairs do come to here, I don't want them thick and dense. So once you do that, secure some pins. Once you do this, you're going to need to secure some pins. Hold on. Now again, this is my method, but what I'm going to do is the reason why we're securing pins is I want to place this where I need it. So since these have baby hairs, where the line of baby hairs, I'm just going to go a little beyond that. And I'm going to pin the front. I'm just using the wig pins. And all I'm doing is going through the elastic and through the net. See, just like that, to hold it in. Also, I want to make sure this is as even as possible. So, as you see, I'm just pulling it taut. When you have your stylist do it, it'll be a lot easier. You don't want to pull it too tight because you do not want to fray or break the lace. So I'm just going to pull it taut, and again, I just want to pin it to where I need it. trying to hold the lace tight and taunt. And I'm not pinning my head, I'm just pinning through the lace and the elastic to the other end. See? I just want it to stay. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not piercing my head, people. Not piercing my head. I just want it to stay. I would tell you to work, just go, work back and forth, back and forth. So since I put that there to tack it down, I'm going to go and work on this side and pin it to tack it down. I want the same amount of pressure. As you see, I want the same amount of pressure across. That means I'm pulling it forward and I'm pulling it down. The reason why I'm pulling it forward, I don't want the gap and the gape and where I'm pulling it to where. And then also I want this a little forward because I do not want to tack or to glue down my edges. So I'm bringing it down just a little bit because I will make that finer and then put my lace. But like I said, you go back and forth. Just make sure you're just rocking back and forth. So again, going down. See, same thing. Don't want this on my edges. So I'm just bringing it. Taunt. Pin. It gets easier when you get to the sides, kind of, because you're not doing anything much but just pinning it down to the you're not going to pin it to, like, my elastic is back here, as you see my hand, and here's the front. So I'm just pinning the elastic and the frontal down. Like I said, I just want it flush and taunt, but I'm not trying to pierce nothing, because these are the wig pins that I'm using. If you're a dressmaker, you get it. All I'm doing is pinning it where I want it, and where I'm going to sew it in. Now bringing everything forward, because now I'm going to go to the back and I want this to be taunt. See, so the back and the front will be taunt. So this is going to be where, and it also helps us holding my markers where I need, because I'm going to take, this will be taken off and be put on a block, a wig block. So I put one pin, you see, right here. See, right there. And I'm going to go ahead and pin the rest back. And I'll be back. Alright, so I pinned everything back. And as you see, it's taunt in the front. Of course, these baby hairs will be cut or plucked out. But this is just for my skull cap, as you see. Skull cap here. Wig cap, skull cap here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white, sorry, let me get this. I want to take a white eyeliner or a light eyeliner pencil, and I am going to go through and I am just going to mark. Oh, I got a white one. I'm going to take a white eyeliner pencil and I'm just going to mark where the wig cap was, because this is also going to help me with my alignment. So all I'm going to do is, by feel, as you see my eyes are closed, or I'm not looking, and I'm just drawing on the skull cap. Hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can show you. I'm drawing on the skull cap where the skull cap ends and the frontal, where the frontal ends and the skull cap begins. This will help me maintain my measurements. And you don't have to go through the whole side. If you would, I mean, if it's your first time, go from edge to edge. I actually am not I mean, you can go edge all the way around. I'm just going from edge to edge just to mark, you know, give me a guideline of where I'm going and where I need to be. And this will be covered by your tracks, so don't worry about it. So use it all. Should got enough white on that side and on that side to mark. So now we're going to take this off. None of it should be through my hair, so I'm going to take this off and we're going to put it on the block. So let's see. Maybe I'm going to try to do this on camera. Oop, look, see? And thank the Lord that my hair is here. Don't braid your hair. If you're going to do my method, don't braid your hair. One, it makes no sense to braid it, and two, you're going to have to do it all again. But you see how the skull cap, like, it just slides off? And my hair, yes. Comment. Mark in the comment section if you're going through the same things I'm going through. But yep. Growing up black in America. Things we do. Alright, so this is going to be on the wig block. And I'll be back. Now here's my block. This is my standard block. Yes. Don't get discouraged with all the stains. Those are from colors. You can get these blocks off of Amazon and everything else. But this is my standard wig block. And this is where I'm going to affix the wig cap that I put with my thing on it. Or, I'm sorry, the wig cap with the lace frontal. I'll affix that on it. Now, the easiest way to affix this wig cap on is, you see this? This is my, I don't know if I can make it any brighter. This is my pin that was in my forehead, and I try to line it up to the center of the wig cap. Try to put your wig cap and your lace front forehead first. That means put the front of your wig cap and your lace front on the block first, furthest to the front. Then pull, as you hold this taunt, you're going to pull gently towards the back. Okay? Now here's the back of my standard cap. And as you see this little seam right here? This is the seam that goes down the center. I try to make sure my cap, imagine a line and make sure my cap goes down the center. I do know the measurements on my head. My head usually is a 21.5 inches in circumference, and my neck, my top to the back, meaning from my forehead to the back, is usually about, well, 14 inch ear to ear, and this is usually, I want to say, a 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down, just taunt, because I want it where it needs to be to give me my 14. Usually it's right here, and I'm going to put one of these wig pins, which is this one right here, in here to hold it anchor. Alright. Now after I anchored it in the back, I also went ahead and I'm just going to take it off. I anchored it in the front as well. So all I'm going to do now is start straightening up and anchoring this where it needs to be so I can start sewing. Alright, so since I have a big head, this is how it's going to end up looking. As you see, I have pulled and tugged all of these from around here. So this is where I'm going to lay. Actually, you see how it puckers here? What you're trying to do is you're trying to make it lay as seamless as possible. So I'm going to take out, there's a pin right here. I'm going to take this out. And let me see if I can do this all. As you see, I don't have a videographer. So I'm going to see if I can do this like this. You see this pucker here? We don't want this pucker. But the only way to get rid of this pucker is to pull it taut from the back in a certain direction. So I'm going to pull it. I think I have the tautness I want. And I want it flat. So I'll be back. Alright, better. So I had to take out the anchor pin. And I just set it back a little bit. Because remember, everything that I'm pinning down, and once this frontal is tacked down and stitched down onto the skull cap, I am going to cut the skull cap from the frontal once the wig has been assembled. So all I want to make sure is, like, as you see, I followed my guidelines where I put the white eyeliner pencil or crayon pencil. You can also use a fabric pencil, fabric chalk. And I just followed along my guidelines so I knew how big my forehead is compared to where I want this frontal to lay. Because the worst thing you want is to have a frontal that is too narrow. And then you don't want your frontal, excuse me, I'm trying to put this on. Hold on. You don't want a frontal that's going to like ride back off your head. So you want to give your frontal, because remember, your frontal is to mimic the baby hairs that have natural hairs that come out of your head. So you don't want your frontal to be halfway behind. You don't want the frontal to be behind your ear and all that other stuff. That's just not a good look. So I'm going to go ahead, got the frontal on. Now I'm going to sew it on and I will be right back to show you that. Now my stitches are just, all I do is, see if I can do this. I'm going to go in, find my stitch. Yes, I'm doing this all one-handed, so do not grill me. And then all I'm doing is pulling. So I go inside my stitch. You got to go inside your stitch like a locking stitch, and that's how you keep it taut. But you see, I'm going along my gig line. See? Be back. Now when you start off your wig, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do an anchor stitch. But also when you get to your pin, somewhere within the perimeter, you want to do an anchor stitch. That's to ensure that your wig stays where it needs to stay and the stitches do not slip. So what you do is, to start an anchor stitch, all I'm doing is going through the elastic and the lace front perimeter, the one that's been, you know. Then I'm going to go loop around once. Loop around twice, loop around the third time. As you see, I'm putting the thread behind my needle, and then I'm going to pull slowly. You don't want to tangle it. You see, just going around 3 times. You see that? It looks like it's going to be tangled. Slowly but surely, slowly but surely. And you see I'm doing all this with one hand. And then pull to where nothing is seen. And that's your anchor stitch. You should start your anchor stitch down here when you're starting your perimeter. And like I said, every time you hit a needle, periodically throughout your perimeter of sewing your lace front in. And when you're done, it should look like this. As you see, it's stitched all the way around. There you go. As you see, it's stitched all the way around. Hair is pretty resilient. Sorry, just trying to show you the seams. So, there you go. All the way down from ear to ear. The frontal is now attached. Now, we're going to go ahead and put on our length. The bundles I'll be using today are these 3 beautiful bundles. They are from, like I said, this is all wish hair. But I'm going to be using a 20 straight, 20 inches. A 22 straight. And this one should be a 24. Hold on one second. 24 straight. Yes, all made in China. This is a 24 straight. As you see, it's a natural reddish brown. Has not been dyed, not black. Here's the width of the bundles. Pretty good. They're not skimpy. All 3 of these bundles and the frontal ran me $125. That's why I'm doing this video for you, to show you how I do a wig. And we're going to see how this bad boy wish hair stands up. As you can see, relatively little gray hairs. And the reason why I say little gray hairs is a lot of people swear that gray hairs, you know, of course, detects from youth. Like, you see those? Actually, some young people can have gray hair. So, I mean, I get what you're saying if you don't want like old people hair, but it's not going to be young, straight out the babe hair. Hair this long, 24 inches, don't come from a 9-year-old. So, let's get to it and lay down these tracks. Alright, so to preserve my needle and also to preserve the integrity of this weft, what I choose to do is, because I am using a skull cap, I am going to start my first weft on the perimeter of my skull cap. Reason being is because when I put this skull cap on, this wig on, the skull cap is going to ride up my neck. And it's going to be flush. So I want this first weft to be on my baby hairs, like close to my head. So if I choose to wear it up, it will look as such. And then also I can razor underneath to create the illusion of fine baby hairs, or even bring my baby hairs in to this wig. So that is why I put it on the perimeter. I don't start higher up on the band because I don't want you to see the skull cap. And I'm starting it from where my lace frontal stopped and where I stopped the stitch. I'm starting it there, and I'm going to ride it all the way around to where my lace front ends. And I'm doing the fold over method. So once I get to here, I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to come right back around. Okay? So I really wanted to get y'all up close and personal so y'all see how I do this. So we'll be back when we do the fold over method and I come back over here. All right? All right, you guys. I already did the fold over method with my wig. And as you see, it is very flat. This is just the second layer. I still have this much. I actually have a lot more to go. Wish you could see all of this. Yeah. So I'm going to continue the fold over method. This is my 24 inch that I'm going in with. The frontal again was a 16 inch frontal. And I'm just going to continue folding over until I get to the top of the head. We'll see what we do after this whole bundle has been installed. Go, look at that length. And this is just a 24 inch bundle. As you see, it brought me back up to the top. My spacings were about, excuse me, sorry. A mannequin wants to fall down. My blockhead wants to fall down. Let me lock it up real quick. My spacings are about, I want to say, 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch apart. So this was this is very impressive for this wish hair. You see? Look how much. Just by that. This is all that one bundle of 24. Nothing. I didn't double stack my wefts or nothing. All I did was single track the wefts, 1/4 of an inch in between. You're just seeing the pins that are holding it to my blockhead. And I've gotten this far up my frontal, as you see. Got it this far up my frontal. And now I need to go ahead and put in the 22 inches. And I'm going to do 22 inches, stack them quite closely until the top, because I do want this to be a very full wig. I mean, I don't have to stack it, but I do want that layered look, because I don't want to have to, as you see, cut too much off. But as I go, I'll see how I do. And if I don't need to use the 20 inch, I won't use the 20 inch. But again, this is the wish hair. Costs $125 for the frontal and the 3 bundles. There you go, guys. This is all. I put everything into this. This is the 16 inch frontal. 16 inch frontal. And then this is, like I say, 20 to 24. That's the longest leg, 24. As you see, this is all natural human. And now we're just going to work on snatching this, customizing the front of the frontal with baby hairs and everything, so it looks less wiggy. And that's it. The bleach mixture, I was using my kaleidoscope blue powder along with 20 volume developer, and I'm going to use that to bleach, or I've actually used that to bleach the knots of my frontal. And you just want a thick paste consistency and put a thin layer. You could do this portion before you assemble your wig, but I didn't know the how this hair would take. So that's why I chose to do it afterwards, just to see and figure out if I do want to bleach the knots or not. So this is going to stay on for a good 10-15 minutes, then I'm going to rinse it out. And we'll be back. This is the bleached knots. As you see now, it's less obvious, less black. This will go and blend in perfectly with my skull cap or my stocking cap that I will be putting on. Now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to blow dry this unit. Yes, I washed it and conditioned it. So, see all that. We're going to go ahead and blow dry and I'll be back. Alright, here it is. Dry. Blow dried. Still very soft. You see the sheen. Now I'm just going to go. Please don't. I work out. I multitask. But anyway, we're going to put some BioSilk just to seal in the edges or the ends. And yep, that's about it. Okay. Now I just went ahead and I installed a comb in the middle in between my lace and my skull cap. As you say, this is the interior of my wig. Do like that, the interior of my wig. And now you can see how my wig looks against my skin. You see how with those knots bleached. There you go. See? Makes it transparent. And there you go.